Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. All right. Sorry for the slight delay. Look, chat. We are already joined by Mrs. Anya. Mrs. Anya has joined us. Say hello. Say hello. Okay, she doesn't want to say hello. She is going to be. Come on. Come here. Come here. Come say hello to everybody. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, she doesn't want to say hello. Come on. Come on. Come here. You love to roll around when it's so funny. She rolls around and acts so cute when no one's around, when random people are over. But then when it's us, she's like, "Oh, I could care less about you." Isn't that right, Miss Anya? Yeah. Come on. Okay, you're gonna have to go because Dad has to work. Come on. All right. Well, this stream is gonna be held hostage by Anya. Chat, what would you rather watch, me or Miss or Anya? Actually, I probably shouldn't answer that. I probably shouldn't ask that question. I already know what the answer is going to be. Okay. Say goodbye, Miss Anya. The cat? Okay, guys. Alrighty. Hey, what's going on, Necro? How you doing? Hey, what's up with the real secret? Never tried glass pad before you ordered the Atlas? Oh, nice. It's an interesting pad. I think you'll be relatively happy with it. Waiting for this. Running out OG Atlas. I'm looking for an upgrade or a bigger pad. T-Bage. Can't wait for review the Super Glide 30V32. Yeah, I don't know where that is. Pulsar said they'd send me one, but I haven't received any shipping information about that. I was also supposed to get an X2N as well, but I haven't heard anything about that either. So, I mean, whatever. We'll figure that out. All right, chat. Today is the long-awaited Atlas Pro stream. Now, I'm actually... Okay, so, humble brag here. I've actually known about this pad for, 3 months. And somehow, your boy didn't leak it, which is a true testament to me being an idiot. I mean, if I leaked it, it'd be way worse. But yeah, I was going to say, I've known this about for a little while, so I'm pretty excited to finally talk about this one. Admittedly, though, I will say, this pad is not as big of a change as I think people are going to think it is. So taper your expectations with the Atlas Pro, because I have been using the black one for a couple days now, and it's pretty similar to the old Atlas with a couple changes. But anyways, yeah, so I was going to say, I actually have 2 units today. Now, the reason why I have 2 is because, so here's the black one, and I have the white one here. Now, the reason why I got 2 is, I'm sure you guys remember the issue with the Polarity where the white versions weren't tracking correctly. I wanted to get the white version and test for that as well, hence why I got the white one. So we're going to do both of them. Let me see. X2 would be interesting in running the X2 Crazy. I always wanted to be thinner like an OP1. Yeah, I'm excited to see how the X2N is. That should be an interesting one. But anyways, yeah, so just taper your expectations with this one, because from my experience so far, this is quite literally just a thinner version of the original Atlas. There's nominal differences between them. So, I mean, if you care about the pad being thin, it's potentially worth the upgrade. However, compared to alternative options, the pad's a little, it's a little iffy. But anyways, regardless, let's go ahead and get started without my prefacing too much. So packaging is basically identical to what we saw with the previous Atlas, so there's really not too much that's changed here. The only difference, obviously, is the thickness. No shocker there. This is also kind of an interesting thing, but I'm going to talk about that in a moment. And on the back, again, as expected, pretty similar to the Atlas there. So just kind of give some information on the back of the pad here. Now, interestingly, I did get a bit of a nick in the back of my packaging here. Thankfully, it didn't damage the pad, but that's something a little concerning there. Now, here's the weird thing about this pad. So they're advertising that it's 1.9 millimeters wide, or whatever the thickness is. So that is going to be, the glass is 1.1 millimeters, and then the base is 0.8 millimeters for 1.9. This is, as of right now, the thinnest glass pad on the market. Keyword as of now. I'm not going to elaborate on that further, but just as of now, it's the thinnest. Interestingly, they're also just saying this is just tempered glass. They're not really being very specific with the glass type used here, and there's actually a very good reason for that. But I'm gonna talk more about that in the full review, I think. In terms of this here, this is also something very interesting. So basically, they're advertising that this surface was verified with PixArt to be compatible with all their sensors, but PixArt sensors already track on glass completely fine already, so I don't really know why they're advertising that it's been verified by PixArt, because every PixArt sensor already tracks on glass. So this is kind of a nothing burger marketing thing. Don't know why, but yeah, that's a really weird thing for them to say. I'm not really sure why they did it. I feel like it's a tiny hint at something thinner coming. I mean, if you've been paying attention to Twitter at all, you'll probably know what's coming. But anyways, I'm not going to talk about it too much more. Anyways, and then, so there's a couple oddities on the back here in terms of like what they're advertising here. The base is also pretty much unchanged coming from the original Atlas as well. It's basically the exact same style. Dirt and scratch resistant, it's glass. Pretty self-explanatory there. Tempered glass, as we talked about there, so that's kind of an interesting thing as well. And then it just says ultra smooth surface for faster, more fluid glides. Just basically the exact same thing they were advertising for the original Atlas. And it has a 1-year warranty as expected for Razer's products, specifically their mouse pads. Okay. Let me see here. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about the back? Oh yeah. Also for the back, the width is 500. It's 500 by 400 by 1.9, and the pad is also like stupid light. It's 620 grams. It's like super light to the to the point where like it almost feels like there isn't anything in the packaging, which is kind of funny, but there is something inside here. Anyways, okay, so we're gonna open this up. So firstly, I wanted to quickly talk about the box top. Now, this is something I'm not exactly a fan of here. As you can see, the pad is basically being held in by these two foam pieces. Now, on the original Atlas and like every other glass pad on the market, the entire top is covered with foam, but for some reason they opted to do this. I really don't like this because, number one, the pad is super thin, so it's not like fragile, but the potential for damage is a lot higher. And thankfully for me, on the bottom of the pad, there's buffering foam here, so the pad didn't get damaged. However, if that was going to happen on the top here, it would just go straight through the cardboard and right onto the pad surface. So this is something that should rework on future batches, because having a full pad here would adequately protect the pad. I don't know why they skimped out and just did like these two little nubs. Doesn't really make a lot of sense in my opinion, but regardless, it is what it is. Okay, let me just put this here. Alright, so and then in the bottom of the box, we have the pad itself, which is pretty self-explanatory, so I'll put that off to the side for a moment. And then we have, let me see, Razer stickers, and we have a little user manual that just gives some information on like care and cleaning and that kind of stuff. It's a pretty basic manual, multi-language, just pretty self-explanatory. However, as you probably have noticed here, there's no additional accessories, so there is no skates, cleaning cloth. Any kind of additional accessory is not included here, which is a massive miss, considering this pad is almost 180 Canadian dollars, which compared to other pads like the Glassworks Polarity, which retails for $162, which also has a better glass type in my opinion, it's a big miss from Razer, and that's something I criticized very heavily when I reviewed the first Atlas, because the lack of accessories was very disappointing, and they decided to do the exact same thing again, which is like really disappointing. Wish they went for 500 by 500. I also heavily agree with that as well, because the pad is a little, I do think 500 by 500 would have been like way better in my opinion. Alright, anyways, so aside from the lack of any true accessories here, so the pad is like, and the big thing about this pad is that it's super thin, which I mean like is really cool. That said though, there is like a lot of flex to the pad. A little more than I'm comfortable with. Like you can see just how much this can kind of like it's not the most rigid pad in existence, which I have concerns about for sure. And then on the base here we have the base, which as you can see is the exact same type that was used on the Atlas, so no real changes here. In all honesty, I don't really mind this per se. Obviously a polyurethane base would have been way better, but like this does the trick, I guess. But again, given the pad's price, I definitely would have expected that. Some reviewers are pointing out how the flexes almost bounces at the edges of the pad too. Yes, so that is something I have noticed as well. There's a little bit of flex towards the end. It does really depend on your tabletop you use it on, but yes, there is a little bit of that as well. Let me go grab my microscope here. See if we can get a good look at the surfacing here. Actually, with the black one might be easier to do this with. Hold on one second, I'll be right back. Just going to grab the black version, because that'll be a little easier to read. Yeah, it's a little better. Okay, so I'm not sure if that's going to show up too well on stream here, but that's kind of what you're looking at for surfacing. Now, I'm trying to get a actual proper picture of the surfacing from Razer, but as expected, it's like that 2 nanometer etch, the exact same as what was on the first Atlas. So the feeling of the pad is basically identical, as I mentioned earlier. The only real difference is the thickness there. But yeah, so that's kind of the surfacing there is what you're looking at there. Pretty self-explanatory stuff. Now, let me go ahead and grab my old Atlas so we can do some comparisons here. So yeah, there's the base on the old Atlas, by the way. So there's the old Atlas, and then... Sorry, there's the old Atlas base, and then here's the new Atlas base. It's like quite literally the exact same thing. So no changes there, as expected. Okay, let me put this here. It's the same, literally the exact identical feeling. There's been no changes to the surfacing at all. The only difference between them is quite literally the thickness. Okay, let me just see if that's going to work. Hold on, let me just move this back a little bit so I can actually put this down properly. Okay, that should be better. So I'm trying to like get this to sit flat on my desk so I can do this properly. Okay, that should be a little better. Picture looks good on stream. Okay, good. Could you try using Hero 2 and Paw? Yeah, I'll do that for you. Okay, so first off, let's go ahead and check with... oh, I just realized I should probably switch this so it has the... Anyway, I'm not going to bother. It's okay. Okay, first let's go ahead and check with Razer stock skates because that's what they always base their performance profiles on. So... It's literally exactly the same. Yeah, there's no difference at all. So it has like that subtle kind of texture, like not very pronounced. Like there's not a lot of graininess to it. It does have like a very like kind of smooth feeling to it with like a tiny little bit of texture, I guess you could say. But like you can see here, that's the Atlas V2, that's the Atlas V1. So like literally the exact same thing. There are no real changes in that regard. And this is with the Razer stock skates there. So yeah, that's pretty much expected there. That's what I anticipated it was going to be. Let me go ahead and put this back. Okay, let me just go grab some other skate types and we'll try these as well. Okay, let's do PTFE first, I guess. That'd probably be the easiest way to do this. Okay. Oh, I have U9s on here already. Okay, that makes that really easy. Okay, hold on. Never mind. Let's do U9s, because that's really easy. So, these are the X-Ray Pad U9s. These are the 8mm versions. So, yeah, literally exactly the same. Literally no difference between them. Yep. I think the only difference is that this one's a little dirty, because I haven't cleaned it in a little while. So, like, there may be, like, a very slight difference in the feeling just compared to the dirt on it. But, like... Yeah, literally identical. So there's no changes there. Okay, so let me just put the U9 away because we can't use this. Can you tell Pulsar to monitor their hardened UHM WMPE skates? I've been telling... That was like one of the first things I criticized when I checked it. The new one is to the left, the old one is to the right. You can tell because of the thickness in the middle here. Kind of bummed that they didn't go faster. Seems the trend is more balanced glass pads. I'm just disappointed they didn't do literally anything. Like, it's quite literally the exact same. Like, it's literally one for one. The only difference is that it's thinner, which isn't something I'm exactly the biggest fan of. Like, I would have liked to see them do something, if that makes sense. Oh, these also have skates on it. Why do all my mice have skates on them? The one time I need my mice to not have skates on them, there's like every single mouse has skates on it. God damn it. Okay, we'll use this. But yeah, about the Pulsar skates, that was like one of the first things I criticized when I covered the X2H and the X-Lite as well. I don't know why they haven't changed that yet. It's really weird. Demon 1, yes sir. Why wouldn't they just release the thinner glass pad first time around? They didn't need any material changes to get it out that thin. That's also the other really confusing part to this pad because it's the same glass type. Admittedly, to be fair though, I don't think, like, okay, so it's soda lime glass on both of them. They couldn't have made soda lime this thin because I'm 90% sure this is UFF glass. And that didn't exist like 6 years ago when this came out. Or chat, when did this come out? The original Atlas. It was like a couple years ago, right? Okay, while I'm doing that, here is... Okay, here's with like traditional PTFE skates, so U9 Airs, 2023. Yeah, so like, okay, so 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, give or take, the UFF didn't really exist. Like, you could make really thin glass, but like it wasn't really workable per se. It's more so nowadays, but I will just preface this. There is a reason you don't see hard pads use soda lime glass that is thinner than 2.5 millimeters, and there are a lot of reasons for that, which is why you don't see brands make pads this thin. There is a very good reason for that. Do you see the Logitech TMR keyboard? I did. It actually looks decent. I'm actually kind of surprised. It actually looks like somewhat okay. Okay, so here is the old Atlas. And here is the new Atlas. So, yeah, as expected, literally identical. So, no difference in feeling there. Same texture, same everything. Literally one for one. Okay, so that's that. I know I kind of feel silly even trying the skates right now because, like, what's the point of trying the skates? Because I know they're all going to be exactly the same. Because it's just the same thing in a thinner form factor. And we got to be thorough, right? Okay, let me put this away. Okay, we'll just do the last one. The thinner and the cheaper on the packaging stock globally. Yeah, that is one advantage to the Atlas. Like, that's what I said when I first reviewed it. One big advantage to the pad is that it's a Razer product, so it's going to be available in, like, every retail store in existence. But, like, again, compared to like other hard pads, it's a little stuck in the past. I heard that the very hard to find in Asia, but now the Pro is easy to find now in Asia. Yeah, the Atlas. Well, to be fair, also Razer didn't do too many batches of the Atlas because it sold really bad. So like that's part of the equation here. You have to remember, like this pad sold really bad for Razer, like really bad. So like, that kind of explains why they want to go so balls to the wall with the design of this one to make it so thin. I just dropped a skate and I have no idea where it went. GG. I dropped another skate. I'm an idiot. Oh god, chat. Hold on, I gotta find this before the cat eats it. Sorry, 1 second, chat. There you are. I want to fake it, or at least I'm not buying it. Even Nico. Yeah, I mean, they could do a design on it, but I honestly, chat, I don't even think they're gonna do that, to be completely honest with you. There's no point. Like, okay, there is a point, but it's not a good one. Okay, and hardened PTFE skates, they're going to be exactly the same as the original skates, like the Viper V4 stock skates. So yeah, same feeling, same degree of textural feedback. Yeah, literally one for one. Yeah, okay, identical. Okay, I had a feeling it was going to be. Do you still have the Polarity? I saw the reviews saying that the generally speed and fiction, but I trust your opinion over theirs. I do have my Polarity. Let me go ahead and grab it, and I will tell you. I can't really decide new pad then. If I wanted something faster, Atlas, something bigger, SPO5 be a good option. Polarity is more balanced, right? Yeah, the Polarity is more balanced, but I would say the Polarity is a better pad. Did the wooding survive? It did, actually. Well, thankfully, because it's like fully disassemblable, I just took the whole thing apart and just let it air dry, and it was completely fine. So, shout out to wooding, because that's pretty fucking sick, because every single time any water has spilt on any keyboard I've owned previously, it's just died instantaneously. So the fact that it survived is pretty damn cool, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let me, how am I gonna get my fucking Polarity out? Because it's like buried behind a bunch of my stuff. Okay, hold on, let me just do this. Okay, let me do this. Put away the Atlas. do this. Okay, and then let me do this. We're going to do a little switcheroo here. I'm going to take this one back to my desk. Okay, and then we will grab the white one, put it here, and then let me see if I can grab my polarity. The only problem is my polarity is buried under like 50 mouse pads right now, so that's a little bit of a issue area. You know what, let's see if we can do it anyways. Okay, hey, wait, look, it didn't break anything. Let's go. Okay. Okay. I'm going to do something you should never do, just letting you know. Never ever put glass on top of glass, but I'm an idiot, so I'm doing it anyways. Don't do this at home, kids. Okay. Man, that is terrifying how much that bends. I feel like Glassworks Honda is better than Polarity. They're actually extremely similar. The Honda and the Polarity use basically the exact same manufacturing process and the same glass. The only thing is that the Honda is more controlled. Tempered glass, yeah, I was gonna say tempered glass can explode, which I'm a little hesitant about this, but we'll see how this goes. Yeah, don't do this, Chad. Don't do this. Okay, now here's Polarity. Here, actually, I should probably do this. Oh, let me do it this way. I'm just gonna do this instead. Hold on one second. Oh shit, sorry. Didn't mean to hit you guys. My bad. Okay, that's a little better. Let's do that so I don't like fucking explode the pad on stream. Okay, so here is the Polarity. Also, these are Obsidian Airs, by the way. So that's the Polarity. So like balanced, what I would say is like more balanced control with the skate type in particular, but yeah, balanced. And then there is the Polarity. So, sorry, there is the Atlas. I keep saying the Odyssey. Honestly, they're pretty similar. There was a cat hair? Oh shit, there was? Fuck. Where was the cat hair? Dude, that's the worst part about having cats. Oh, wait, it was on the bottom of the mouse, wasn't it? God damn it. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so Polarity. So yeah, Polarity and Atlas. Okay, they're actually pretty similar. They're actually a lot more similar than I thought they'd be. Yeah, but I will say, though, there's a textural difference, because the thing with this is this surfacing here, it's really smooth to the touch, but like, yeah, these are Obsidian Air skates. The thing about this is that this surfacing is a little less textural, whereas this part is a lot, there's a little more textural feedback here. The biggest difference, though, in terms of the texturing that I've noticed between the two, is that basically on the Atlas, even if you push into the pad, you can't really make it faster. Like, you can't utilize the surface texturing at all. Whereas on the Polarity, if you push into the pad, you can slow it down a lot. Like, even though it's a hard pad, it doesn't have any Z-axis friction, obviously. The texturing here is a little more utilizable, where you can slow it down quite a bit by pressing into it, where this one, you can't do that. So, like, there's, like, technically a small variance of, like, Z-axis friction, quote-unquote, between the two here. But aside from that, the pads are similar. That said, though, this is a much better glass type, has a bigger size, and a better base, in my opinion. Obviously, it's still thicker, but like I'd trust aluminosilicate over 1.1 millimeter tempered glass any day of the week. Because I have some durability concerns about that very thin glass. Can I just put all this stuff back down here? Wait. Okay, chat. Question: do we try durability test this? Is it worth it? Like, do we slam it with something and see if it breaks? I wonder if I could run the Polarity with Jade Skates for more speed. I would just do that. Yeah, Jade Skates, you'll have to Jade Skates, you'll have to replace them pretty frequently. But I mean, yeah, yes. Okay, chat. Give me a second. Let me find something hard to smack this with. So theoretically speaking, chat, what's a sacrificial mouse we don't care about? Ah, perfect. This feels like a ritual. I feel like this is bad. I feel like I shouldn't be using a Logitech product to durability test a Razer product. Whatever. By the way, chat, if this, like, fucking explodes, I'm banning all of you, by the way. Okay, so... Okay. I mean, it survived. Is there any inconsistencies in the surfacing? No, okay, it actually survived. Okay. I hurt my soul for some reason. Need to speak in tongues before the ritual. I just got here, what's happening? Bro comes into the stream, I'm just smashing the shit of a super strike into the head of the Atlas. Bro joined at the worst possible time. Look at the microscope. Yeah, let me look at the microscope. I mean, if there is any surface, like it's going to be really hard to see. Bend test next? No, I'm not bend testing this. No fucking way. Was he like tilted or what? No. So we're doing a durability test because this glass is 1.1 millimeters thick and it's tempered glass. It's not aluminosilicate. So I wanted to see how durable it was against like someone like smashing their mouse into it to see if it would shatter. But to be fair, it didn't. To be fair though, Chad, this is it is tempered. So like it has a tempered surface. Like the surface isn't going to shatter per se. If you hit it from the side, that's when it's going to shatter. But to be fair, with my luck, this would be the time where, like, in the middle of the night, this thing's just going to, like, self-destruct. That would be pretty funny, actually. At least you have glasses on it have exploded. Yeah, you're not wrong. Okay, yeah, I don't see anything on the surface. I mean, it's a white pad, so it's going to be really hard to tell anyways, but, I mean, it looks fine. To be fair, plastic isn't going to do much to it. Plastic isn't going to do shit to this. It's going to be like like harder things. How's the mouse? It's fine. It's good. Yeah, I feel like I just did some kind of like ritual. I'm going to summon something out of this mouse pad now, slamming a Logitech product into it, but oh well, it is what it is. Okay. All right. Go back to this. Are glass pads now usable with an arm sleeve? Yes. More modern glass pads are much better. Much better. Like, specifically pads like the Glassworks Polarity are, like, extremely skin-friendly. Superlight V3 edges were still pretty sharp. Yeah. Person that slams their mouse into their mouse pad and throws it at their PC side panel. Yeah, literally. How's the edge smooth compared to the Polarity? Okay, so that's one big differential. So both of them have, like, CNC'd edges. However, obviously, because the Atlas is, like, super thin, it's really easy to, like, run your mouse off the side and get it back on. To be fair, like, thicker pads can still do this. Like, the Odyssey and the Polarity can do this as well. Like, this isn't exactly something, like, super groundbreaking, but it is there. I will say, though, the beveling on the edges of the Polarity are a little more pronounced. Like, they're a little more sloped. These ones are a little more rounded, but just like, it's more rounded, I guess you could say, but it's still, like, it's totally usable. And because it's so thin, it's like there's not much drag when you move your arm up and down or kind of like across the pad either, which is pretty nice to see. Okay, let me go grab a cloth and we'll do moisture testing too. Give me 1 second. I gotta go wet this up with some water. Actually, I should probably use the black one for this, huh? What's his music? This is Temple Grounds from Metroid Prime 2, I think, if I remember correctly. Do I remember correctly? Yeah, Temple Grounds from Metroid Prime 2. Yeah. I can't believe, dude, I'm such a fucking nerd. I can't believe I got that. Okay, let's try the black wings. That's probably a little better. Was it intentionally used the Logitech product to smash the Razer product? I'm not gonna lie. I turned around and looked at my mouse shelf and I said, "What's the most piece of shit mouse I have on the shelf?" And the first thing I locked eyes with was Super Strike. Most original sounding music ever. Yeah, it's kind of a vibe. It's from the Temple Grounds, the Luminoth, like the light side of A Planet Ether. Great game, by the way. If you've never played Metro Prime 2, it's fucking fire. Great game. How does this use the same rubber backing as the original Atlas? Switch up and down the pressure, easier to glide in the Polarity Super Glide. It's the thing about the base is that it is the same base, but it's like super thin. So there's not really a lot of like plushiness to it. It's actually quite firm. So like there's no real like squish to it, I guess you could say. Around the edges of the pad there is a little bit of squish just because like as you can see here, the base doesn't go all the way to the edges of the pad. There's like a little bit of a lip there, and because the glass is so thin, it can cause like a little bit of wobble, but it's not too significant. Okay, let me do... Okay, wait, hold on. I know this music too. This is the intro theme for Metro Prime 2. Chad, do you think I know the Metroid games pretty well by now? Oh, this is all dry now. Fuck, 1 second. I gotta find a better tool to do durability testing with. Ooh, chat, what if... Chad, do we dare? Is this too, is this too much? I think this is too much. Cause like this is gonna break it, 100%, right? Speak of the devil, yeah, bro called it. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do this. That's insane. Tap in the taboo music. True. Yeah, now that you mentioned it, Metroid Prime 2 does have like a very like taboo, like culty kind of soundtrack to it, but it's a vibe, not gonna lie. Was Metroid Prime 4 worth it? I didn't mind it. It's definitely different. It's like the Tears of the King. It's like the Breath of the Wild of the Metroid series, where they tried a bunch of new stuff. The thing is, though, is that okay? I'm gonna Metroid Prime meme like lore expand for a little bit. So Metroid Prime 4 was originally developed by another studio. Nintendo wasn't happy with the product and then gave it back to... So initially, Retro Studios, who made Prime 1 to 3, denied the project. Nintendo gave it to somebody else. They made the game to it was like halfway through, and then they scrapped the game, gave it to another company. They finished it halfway through. Nintendo said it's not right, and then they gave the game back to Retro. So Retro didn't build the game from the ground up. It was like a half-built kind of a situation. So basically, and they had a time crunch. So it's like the worst case scenario. Given what Retro was given, the game is great. Is it as good as the other Prime games? Hell no. Not even close. Not even remotely close. Is it a good game? Yes. If you find it on sale, pick it up, get it. It's fun. I'm much more excited for the next Prime because Retro Studios has already confirmed to be developing all the rest of the Prime series. Like it's their hands again, thank God. And I only trust it with them. So Prime 5 and 6, because they're doing another trilogy, Prime 5 and 6 will be much more akin to the more older style of game, thank God. But yeah, Prime 4 was... It's okay, it sucks the development cycle was so fucked. Because, like, the game was announced, like, what, 14 fucking years ago? But anyways, okay. Sorry, okay, going back to this, moisture test. This is, like, not really putting a lot of moisture on the pad. Okay, whatever. Okay. Pretty skin-friendly. Yeah, I would say relatively skin-friendly. Okay, it's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Yeah, I'd say it's like probably about average. Like worse than the Polarity for sure. Like it's definitely worse than like a Polarity or like a more modern glass pad, but it's not like awful by any means, I guess you could say. Melon has hairy arms too. Yeah, normally you'd think that would help with skin stick, but it does like fuck all in a lot of cases actually. Okay. Okay, well, I think that's all the pain and suffering I'm going to put this through. But, for the normal person won't bother. Well, no, if anything, hairy arms are actually less resistant. Is less resistant to, hairy arms are better for skin stick, bare arms are worse. So if I have skin stick issues on hairy arms, bare arms are going to have worse. Pick up Prime 4 in sale. Thanks. Love Fusion, OG Prime, Prime Hunters, Dread. Oh, yeah, dude. Dread. I honestly think Dread is the... I think Dread, Prime 2, and 3 are the best Metroid games. By far. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the old ones, but, like, Dread was just different. That said, though, Mercury Steam is already working on another Metroid game. There was a leak a little while ago that they were remaking... they were remaking either Super Metroid or Metroid 2. I can't remember which one it was, but they are working on another Metroid game, thank God. All we need... Okay, this is all we need. All we need is Mercury Steam to handle the 2D Metroid, but the guy who makes the music for Prime to make the music for that game, because the music in Dread fucking sucked. It was ass. But if Dread had the soundtrack of a Prime game, literally GOAT material. GOAT material. But it had the worst music out of the series. It fucking sucked. I was so mad. Anyways, okay, regardless. Is the logo still raised? It is, unfortunately. So as you can see here, actually, let me grab the white one. It's way more noticeable on the white one. Chat, guess the music. Torvis Bog, Metroid Prime 2. So as you can see here, the logo is still raised on the top of the surface. To be fair, though, the pad is bigger than the previous Atlas, so it's not nearly as much of an issue because, like, the old one was much boxier, so you ran into the logo a little more. But because this is wider, it's not nearly as bad, thank God. I would prefer to be under the glass as well. I think on the surface is pretty dumb, but it is what it is. But yeah. Anyways, okay. Chat, is there any other horrible things you want me to do to this mouse pad before we go ahead and test it out in game? Is there any other torture, any more torture we want to put this poor pad through? Oh, and by the way, sorry, for the person who asked about the sensors, I will do more testing on different sensor types, like when I actually do more testing. This is like my third day on the pad, so I'm going to do 3 weeks total, a week and a half on this pad, a week and a half on the other color, and then I'm going to do different, I'm going to do different sensors throughout that as well. I'm assuming it'll all work with all sensors, because like, the Pixar sensors work on everything. I think the Hero 2 will be the only one where it like kind of messes things up, but yeah. I heard vibration could shatter glass. I mean, that goes for any tempered glass. Anything high-pitched enough can technically do that. It's like rare, but it can happen. The only thing with tempered is like, the thing with tempered glass is because the way it's done, the surface is very durable, but the edges are like really, like, they're very shatter prone. So like, if I tap the side of it with a hammer or something, it would probably like just shatter into a million pieces, but we're not going to do that. We're going to avoid destroying the thing Razer sent at all, if at all possible. Just don't blast that opera music. Yeah, true, literally. Okay, let me swap back to my desktop now. Give me 1 second, chat. I'm just going to quickly swap back here. Grab my mouse. Alright, hold on. Put this on BRB for a second. I just realized the music's like actually kind of loud. I didn't realize it was that loud. Fuck. Chat, has it been that loud the whole time? God damn it. Use OGM Cloud 2 for me? Ooh, I don't have a Cloud 2 on hand right now, unfortunately. I had one a couple days ago, but I just got rid of it. To be fair, I'm not really the biggest fan of the Cloud 2 shape, in all honesty. It's alright, but it's not great. I just don't really like the big, chunky, symmetrical mice. I prefer, like, the music volume is perfect, honestly. Oh, okay, good to know. OGM Cloud. Oh, you mean the OGM Cloud? Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, sorry. You're right. Sorry. I thought you meant the Sensei clone. Fuck. I do still have the Cloud, but I don't have it on me. I won't set it up today. Number 1 Mellow hater. We want Mrs. Mellon. Okay, guys. You're gonna get the new Y-style mouse. I don't think I'm getting one, unfortunately. I was hoping to get a Triana, but I don't appear to be receiving one. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's fine. I mean, to be fair, the Triana like didn't look like anything like super groundbreaking. It was just kind of like, eh. Alfie, no. Hold on. He's behind my computer again. Come on. Come on. He does this thing now where he likes just to dive behind my computer. I don't know why, but this is like his new thing. So he likes to dive behind my computer and then eat my cables. And it drives me nuts. No, don't touch the mic. He's such a gremlin. He's such a gremlin. He's such a gremlin. Hi, stop it. No, stop it. Stop. Go. Go away. The heat? Nah, the heat's on in the house. Like, he's just being a butt. Viper VR Pro had sensor issues on the white polarity on its medium to lowest LOD. That some issues would be happening on their own pad. Yes, so that is actually a known issue with the etching on the polarity. If you don't know, no, he just jumped behind my computer again. Sorry, 1 second, chat. If you didn't know already, Glassworks is actually replacing all the white ones with silver ones, because the way the color works with the etching just has a couple small issues. But if you haven't already, put in a reach out to Glassworks and you should be able to get a replacement for it. At least I think they're still offering it. Last time I checked, they were. He's a cutie. Yeah, he's a cutie. He's just dumb. I made the Phantom United appear with something similar texture and basic static friction, low dynamic. I think polarity is the way to go. I'd probably say Polarity. Honestly, right now, like realistically speaking, the Polarity is just like the go-to option, no matter what right now, just because like it works for everything. It's super safe, you know? The Japanese reviewer on Twitter did the Olsuke tape bot on the sensor. Yeah, I saw that. I don't know why everyone's having weird LOD issues. Like, I didn't have any issues on my units. I don't know what everyone's going on about. Like, not to say people are, like, trolling, but it's just like, I don't know why there's so many issues. Is the Polarity the G Pro Super Light of glass pads? No, because the G Pro is a terrible mouse that just happens to be popular because of marketing. The Polarity is an actual good product that's popular because it's good. I'm only worried for the Hero 2 sensor. Yeah, me too. The Hero 2 just as a whole has been like really underwhelming, so I don't really blame you there. That's what I'm looking for here with. Chat, you're going to have to warn me if Alfie comes in behind me because he will jump up on my desk again, and that will cause problems. So you guys are going to have to be my lookouts. Okay, let me see. What are we going to do today, chat? What are we going to do today? Have you ever had dirt grime built up on glass pads? Is that the problem of OG Atlas Superlight Moonstone? Barely anything on the Polarity? Yes. So to explain why that is. So a lot of older pads, the way the surface was etched, it can have a lot of issues with like, because the coatings weren't necessarily as oleophobic or hydrophobic as more modern coatings, they could be like, depending on the surface texturing, they can be very prone to debris buildup from like dirt and oil and dead skin from your arms or hands. Very common on older pad types and uncoated pad types, almost like a non-existent thing on more modern mouse pads for the most part. There are some exceptions to that, but generally speaking, more common on older stuff, less common on new stuff. On the original Atlas, yeah, that sounds about right. To be fair, the original Atlas also did, just because the surfacing and the texturing on it did also have very similar issues, so that doesn't surprise me. He went downstairs. Okay, thank God. I feel like I'm like playing like Resident Evil and like I'm like running around from like the enemy in the house and the enemy is just my cat. It's just my cat. I'm feeling RoboQuest today. Let's do a little classic RoboQuest today, chat. What do you think? Pause this. Is the camera okay today as well? That should be okay. That should be good. Okay, yeah, that's it. You know what? I will say, credit to Razer, it looks really nice. Like, the pad looks really good. I will give them that. Straight to RoboQuest? Yeah, we're doing Robo today. Have you ever played the finals? I tried the finals so many times. I just don't like it. I don't know. There's just something about it I just can't get behind. I don't know what it is. Like, I've given it so many chances. I just don't like it. Do you prefer dots or full-size skates on glass pads? I don't mind either. I guess generally speaking, I would say for like faster skates, I prefer full-size or like donuts. If for like more controlled, I would say dots for the most part. Hey, what's up, Lemonade? Whale says this pad is a plastic polymer source. Trust me, bro, I guess. Oh, I could tell you without a doubt it's not plastic polymer. I know that for damn sure. Have you tried the Superglide 3? If you did, I have not yet. I do have a Superglide apparently on the way, so I will be talking about that one in the near future. I'm just waiting for Pulsar to ship it to me. Hey, what's up, Alex? Going well. Rougher knit styles AC Pro generally more durable than softer type mouse pads. I wouldn't say necessarily more durable. It more depends on the material more than anything, in my opinion. Where's Mrs. Mellon Day ruined? Mrs. Mellon isn't here right now, so you guys are stuck with me, unfortunately. I love a whale comes out of woodwork occasionally with bombastic claims. Lemonade, you'll probably know as good as I. Okay, here. Okay, let's do a little leaking session, chat. Okay, how do I word this properly? This is currently the world's thinnest glass pad. Now, why would the whale undercut the world's thinnest glass pad unless he had something coming that could compete with this? Because if you notice, the whale loves to undercut and yap at brands who are doing things quote-unquote better than he is. So, I'll just leave with that. I mean, it's already leaked all over. It's been on Twitter for like a couple days now, so I mean, it's not really a leak per se, but But yeah, like if you notice the whale, he'll come out of the woodwork every couple months. Whenever someone does something better than him, he'll come out of the woodwork, say, "Oh, this is dog shit. I'm better," and then just disappear for months on end and just get mogged by another company. That's basically how his entire thing works. So he just comes in, gets mogged, and gets embarrassed, and then leaves for a couple months, and then comes back, gets mogged again, and then it's just like an endless cycle with him just getting mogged. It's kind of hilarious, honestly. Ever released a product? Yeah, that is also true. Yeah, not wrong. Let's take that. What game? This is a game called RoboQuest. Ah, it's a marking shot. Fuck yeah. We got Melon X Pulsar X2 large size. Nah, I wouldn't do that. If there is a very small list of brands I would ever work with, if I was ever to do a collab, there's a very small list. What's your go-to skates right now? Generally speaking, for the most part, I would say for like general fabric pads, Obsidians, for glass U9s. I just realized I took the fucking... I meant to take the shotgun. I'm an idiot. City, my favorite too. I want full U9 series skates. I don't know if they'll ever do that, to be honest with you. The problem is U9 materials not like UHMWPE isn't very cheap. Like it's not cheap. Well, okay, it depends on your source and that kind of stuff. Like good quality is not cheap, so I don't know. Maybe they'd do it one day, but I mean, I would try them if they did. Extra pads being lazy? No, I don't think it's lazy. I think it's just like full-size UHWMPE skates would be so like they'd be so slow. Like, borderline, like, unusable slow. Like, it's like... They'd be worse than, like... oh, God, that scared me. They'd be worse than, like, full-size UHWMP. Oh, wait, yeah, wait, sorry. Yeah, that already exists on the Super Strike, and that was, like, awful. So, like, why would they do that? The new Viper before freaking to say you were right about the frame sync on 500 for a 40 Hz monitor. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, it's a great mouse. It won't mind if they only give you one skate. Dynasty, you spend money, but it's so steep in CAD. Yeah, it's a lot, but I would say it is worth it, in my opinion. What's in your hand? This is the Death Adder V4 Pro. This is like my go-to mouse. Moving to Android, it's amazing. Click is so instant compared to any of the mice I've used. That's awesome. Yeah, I want to get a higher refresh rate monitor and try it for myself because it's like insane. But do people actually play competitively with pads like these or like zero control? Oh no, I do. I used to do glass pad way back in the day when I played like semi-competitively. But yeah, no, like I play with hard pads all the time. Ever tried the Harp Ace Mini? It's on sale near for me, $80. No, I haven't. I tried the Harp Ace 2 and it was a fantastic mouse, but I haven't tried the Mini, unfortunately. We need to get a yeah, let's do that, it's fine. Lowest LOD for your V4 Pro. When I was using when I reviewed it, I was using the lowest LOD because I always use low LOD on my mice, but I didn't have any issues. But on this, I'm pretty sure I'm also using low LOD on this as well. I actually should double check that. Hyper Ace 2 also sale for 130. Strongly consider that too. That's a really good deal actually. Hyper Ace 2 is like, it's a very good mouse. It's basically like, it's not as good as the Viper V4 Pro, but it's about like, I would say on par with like the Death Adder V4, roughly, give or take. Yeah, I just really wish ROG would give the Harpe the Keras treatment, like the Keras the Harpe treatment, because like the Keras 2 Origins is like a really bad mouse, but that shape could be so good if they actually just gave it proper specs, but they just keep giving it just like the worst specs known to mankind. I don't know why. It actually is so sad. Does the Death Adder V4 Pro support web-based software? Not yet. I'm hoping it will soon, but nothing. Unfortunately, not yet. But I would assume relatively soon it will. I've only moused at $30 cooler mouse, but I've had LOD issues annoying, but hope firmware fixes whatever's happening. Yeah, I wonder what's going on. It's because like my units, I had 4 of them, and none of mine had LOD issues. It must be like an issue with like a new batch or something. It could also, to be fair, like every single brand is having like every single brand that's using like newer sensors like Ninjutsu and Razer are having LOD issues right now. Like I think it's more of a Pixart issue than anything, because like it seems to be isolated to them. So I'm sure they're working on it, but yeah, there's some weird stuff going on. There's a Keras 2 Ace though? No, there's not. There's only a Keras 2 Origins. There's a Keras Ace. Oh wait, no, sorry. I think there is a 2 Ace. I can't remember. It's been a while since I looked at their lineup. But all I know is that there's no like high performance ergo from them, which like blows. But yeah. HS2 Pro coming tomorrow. Ooh, nice. That's exciting. Oh, wait, V4 Pro feels floaty. Is that floaty? It feels floaty. That could be the LOD issue people are talking about. No, frame sync is going to be more of like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Yeah, I'll do that. Frame sync is more of like, it makes the mouse feel a little more responsive, but it depends on your refresh rate. That might be the LOD issue people are experiencing though. I can't tell. Like, I've been trying to figure out what exactly is going on with that issue as well, but I haven't been able to find much information on it. Like, other than people saying there's a problem. Like, everyone's saying there's a problem, but no one's like, here's exactly what the problem is. Everyone's just saying there's a problem. Which is like the worst situation when it comes to that stuff. Come on, get up there. There we go. Basically, it's not worth upgrading for Atlas Pro for thickness difference. Basically, all it is just a thinner Atlas. That's literally all it is. If you're like, I wouldn't necessarily say it's like worth the upgrading from, because the problem is like the Atlas is 4 years old. So you have a 4-year-old pad in a thinner form factor with basically no actual changes. Like, and again, like that's not necessarily a bad thing, but like again, the difference between a 4-year-old mouse pad and a mouse pad today is there's a pretty big difference. Kind of like we gotta wait for Pogsel. Yeah, did Pogsel mention anything about the about DPI issues in his review? I don't think he did, right? Or has he done his yet? I've been waiting for him to do the Super Strike as well. You know what? I just realized it could also be, Chad. It could also be like, maybe it's like a DPI deviation issue or something on the newer sensors. Do you think that's maybe the problem? It could be that. It's hard to say though. I have a V4 Pro. Only issue I'm having is sensor skipping, but it's only noticeable on uncapped frame rate on my side. Oh, that's interesting. Wish I had a way to test the LOD level change anything. I feel like they don't. A 3D printed shim to put under the V4 Pro to test the LOD heights. Thoughts? That could potentially work. Look, Keras 2 Ace is the only high-end. Oh yeah, it has high-end, but it's like it has high-end, but it's the it's using the old, like the last gen MCU. Like it is high-end, but it's not as good as like the Harpe. And he uses like older, like he uses an older sensor as well, if I'm not mistaken, or like a slightly outdated version. Yeah, because there's the Keras 2, the Keras 2 Origins, which came out after, which was supposed to be better, and then there's the Harpe 2 Ace. Yeah, sorry. So the Keras 3 should be like the Harpe. Oh, did I go in a fucking circle? I did. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I was gonna say both me and Pogs have like insane queues right now, so I mean I don't blame him for taking a while. Do you use U9, Air, or Ultra? I use the Air versions. The Ultra ones are, I don't really like the Ultra ones. I prefer the Air versions. The 8mm versions are my preferred type. Nope, I fucked it up. I really need to get a weapon perk on this one to get rid of this the slowdown for this thing. Any new ergo release recently doesn't have a sensor, just my feeling you death at Ath at RVX that you want. I would like something with a center forward sensor. There haven't been too many big ergos lately that I know of with like several, like with like normal sensor implementations. Because they're almost always forward nowadays. That's just like how it is now. Is there really no guy here? There's no guy here. What's wrong with the Ultra? Anti-collapse? Yeah, so the problem with the Ultra is that, like, a lot of mouse's sensors will stop tracking. Like, they'll have tracking issues over, he's still there. They'll have tracking issues over 1mm, and the problem is the U9 Ultras, like, all X-Ray Pad Ultra series skates are thicker than like, they're about 1mm thick. So they can cause a lot of tracking issues. Like, I just don't really like the feeling of them. I just prefer the Air versions, because, like, the Air versions are quieter, because they have a thicker buffering layer, and they're just, I don't know, they just feel better to me. I don't know. Like, I've used Ultra versions of, like, almost every X-Ray Pad skate, and I just prefer, I vastly prefer the feeling of the Air ones over them. Decks yet? Oh, yeah, the decks. Yeah, I've been wanting to try the decks. I got to try it at Tech's place a couple months ago, and I actually really like the shape. I just, like, can't justify spending $300 for a mouse with that outdated specs right now. Like, if there's like a refresh of the decks, I'll definitely get it and talk about it. But like, I mean, it's a good shape. I just like have no interest in talking about a mouse that old right now. Deck shape is, yeah, I was good. I mean, to be fair, I like chunky ergos, so like, I mean, there's a reason I made the Death Adder because it's like one of the only mice that fit my hands. So like, if there was going to be anyone I would like, it would be that one. We need cryo. Oh, thank God. We got the max win. Stormbreaker's only one. Oh yeah, Stormbreaker. Yeah, but the Stormbreaker is pretty outdated nowadays. Do you know if the sensor in the new MP1 SV3 is the Core 1? No, I don't think it's. I think it's a 3395. Sorry, 3955. It's not a 3950 and it's not a 3970. It's like the new sensor that's coming out. It's equivalent to the Focus Pro 2, if I'm not mistaken. Because the Focus Pro 2's exclusivity wrapped up a couple, I think it's like in April. No, actually, I think it just ended. I think it's like, yeah, it's got to be like, I think it literally just ended in April, so I'm pretty sure it's that SKU. I'm not 100% sure, though. That guy died so fast. How many generations are Razer ahead in terms of sensor? So it goes 3395, 39. The current sensor, the 3950, is the Focus Pro 1. The 3955 is the code name for the Focus Pro 2 that's coming to the market now. And then the 3970, which is the Focus Pro Gen 3, the newest one of the Viper. I'm assuming it's a 3970. We don't even actually know what the official SKU for that one is. Excuse me. So generally speaking, Razer is like always like at least 1 to 2 gens ahead of the market, give or take. WML sword is a solid ergo shape for me, but the holes and click indents are annoying. I saw the sword. The sword actually looked kind of interesting. I was gonna try it, but I was like, it's kind of outdated now. Like that's the thing. Like for me, I'm just like the usage experience of every mouse with that's really good actually. Like. Now that 52840s and 50 like L15 series MCUs are out, like I just want to use those. I don't want to use anything else. Like, why would I go down to a lower MCU with worse battery life when I can have like 140 hours on a Death Adder, right? Like, why would I go backwards? Wonder how much those Chinese will cost for the new sensor. Yeah, it depends on the binning and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of variance to that. Okay, do I roll this again? I think I roll this again. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm an idiot. I mean to do this. Oh, no, I fucked up. Okay, time to gamble. Yeah, I guess shape is true there. When's the last sensor you actually noticed the difference in feeling? I'd imagine no one can tell the difference between the last 5. So here's the thing. For me, I do notice the difference in the sensor feeling because I use sensor tilting. So the usage experience from like a 3395 to a 3950 is like night or day difference because I can actually tilt the sensor so it's proper. If I didn't use sensor tilting, the difference would probably be like negligible, but just because I use sensor tilting, there is like a noticeable difference. We need cryo. Cryo. Brother, are we fucking serious? Gamble again. Biggest advantage of the V4 Pro sensor is the battery life. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, frame sync is like generational battery life. It's insane. Hey, what's up? Are you feeling with mouse skates as well? Fairly, actually. I used to talk about mouse skates a lot. Why? What's your question? I might have an answer for you. I've been a little out of the game for a little bit, but thank God, crowd damage. That took way too long. Let's see if we roll legendary on this. Yep, no legendary. All right, well, I'll be tried. Oh, there's no way that guy... that does a lot of damage. I feel like I was toxic. Just watch that guy just die. I love how it took us to like the fourth stage to get any kind of benefit out of our cryo perk. I love that. That's awesome. Need this guy to die faster than he's dying. Okay, perfect. I always play the pad. Do you notice it bending? I wouldn't say so. Not at least on like a very flat surface. On like if it was on top of another mouse pad, probably. All we need to do right now, Tad, is get like a heavy weapon perk of what we're vibing right now, I think. Thing is, I lost the rabbit hole of skates. I heard Magic Ice are the best skates or cloth. Tried to zero, but it was way too much static friction, some way too much dynamic friction. I wish IKEA made the serving tray. That literally that is a fax right there. I'm so sad they disappointed it. Way too much high static friction. That's surprising you say that, because I would say the Silver Foxes are one of like the lightest skates in existence. Like they're very fast. High static friction on those. What softness do you have? I was looking rated soft. It's the same feeling on my zero, but a bit faster. Me too. I went down the rabbit hole. Found that stock V3s are the best for me. Yeah, Razer's stock skates are extremely good. For the guy who said V4 Pro is floaty, it's not. It's more of a raw. It's like a 36.6 of Logitech. High LG is higher than normal LG. Otherwise, for no problem. Have you tried the Ice Map pad that came in 2001? First glass pad? No, I have not. Zero soft. You have the soft. Wait, did you say White Fox or Silver Fox? Wait, hold on. Because there's a massive difference there. If it's White Foxes, that explains it. Hold on. Magic Ice is best. Oh! Oh. Yeah, Magic Ice. Chat, is that the gray ones or the white ones? Because the white ones are kind of bland. The gray ones are crazy. I haven't used their skates in a while, so I'm a little out of sync on what's from them. Because I know I had the Magic Ice dots and they were like insanely quick. Actually, what's fun fact you mentioned those. I was using them a couple days ago because I got them with the Beast and I was doing some skate testing for another review. Grays are silver. Try Magic Ice, not as good. Oh, Tiger Ice, like Magic Ice. Yeah, I was gonna say yeah. The stock. Well, the stock. You have to remember the stock V3 Pros are more of like they're basically like an Obsidian skate, kind of. Grays are so. Try not as good as the stock V3. Yeah. Oh, of course it didn't die. Of course it didn't die. Why would it? Oh God. Wow, that's a lot of bad things at once. Wow, we almost died from that. That's crazy. That's what I hate about Cryo, man. Yeah, Silver Foxes are better as far as I'm aware. Like, Silver Foxes are very good. Like, very, very, very good. That said, though, I would keep in mind, because you have a soft pad, a soft artisan base is like equivalent to like an extra soft base on like other on other pads, so there might be an issue area there because if I'm not mistaken, the UWS skates are a little thinner than most other skates, right? So it could be your mouse bottoming out. That could be the issue. Don't use any other brand sensor tilt because it's hit or miss who offers it. I just stick with raw Excel. Yeah, that's true. I use raw Excel for most of my stuff, but on the mice that do support them, I usually use it on like locally. But to be fair, now that more brands are adopting like 3950, 3955, it'll become like much more common, which is really good. Very underrated feature. Any different from the normal Atlas? Basically, this is just a thinner Atlas. There's basically no changes. Like it's quite literally almost identical, unfortunately. Which I was really hoping Razer was going to do like at least a little something different with this, but it's like basically one for one. The only difference is like the thickness. Or at least I haven't been able to find like any significant difference so far. I mean, admittedly I'm like early in testing, but like I'm pretty good at sussing out glass pads, and like I don't really see too much going on here. So useless to get one. Thinner doesn't change glide? No, not at all. If anything, thinness is arguably a worse thing, because, like, the thing is that this is soda lime glass, and there's a very good reason why you don't see super thin soda lime glass, and this is a very good example of why. I mean, to be fair, their QC has been good so far. Like, the QC on my pads is good, so I don't see, like, any issues on mine, but I definitely have concerns about, like, batch, like, variants, for sure. Oh good, my most hated enemy in the game is in here now. It's awesome. Love that for me. I mean, what I will say, all things said though, I do perform really good on the, like, the pad feels really good. I mean, like, it's a balance pad, so I mean, that's kind of expected, but like, I perform well on it. Tactile's 3 pad times the Death Adder Signature Pro is happening. I don't know anything about that, unfortunately. First impression, how does this compare to the SPO5 and Polarity? Okay, I don't have the SPO5, so I can't compare it to that, but it's very similar to the Polarity. However, the Polarity has better glass and a better base and a better performance profile, because I talked about this earlier. If you want to talk... Oh, game audio is a little loud. Game is called RoboQuest. Hold on, let me adjust that real quick. Let's do like 6. So the biggest difference, I talked about this earlier, is that... Here, let me just go full cam real quick so I can show you guys what's going on. Deactivate, hand cam. Okay, so basically, the biggest difference is that on the Polarity, like, so on this pad, when you press into the pad, you can't really, like, there's no, like, additional friction from the surface. Like, you can't really utilize any kind of, like, Z-axis friction. Whereas on the Polarity, the surfacing is a little more rigid and, like, jagged, I guess you could say. So if you push into the Polarity, there's a lot more you can kind of control your movements down by, where this you can't really do that at all with, which is, like... It's a hit or miss kind of trade. I mean, like, I don't mind it. Like, it's not like it's a terrible pad. It's just, I don't know, like, it's 180 Canadian dollars. Like, it's a lot of money for a pad that is super thin and doesn't include any accessories. You know, it's kind of like, there's no way they don't release the Death Adder without FrameSync this year. I mean, I would love them to. Like, trust me, I love the Death Adder. So, I mean, if they would do it, I'd be super happy. But unfortunately, I am not privy to any of that information. I mean, hey, trust me. If they ever do it, and Chad, if there's an opportunity for me to tell you guys, if Razer is making a Death Adder with FrameSync, you will be the, like, I will tell you. Obviously, unless I'm breaking, like, NDA or some shit. But, like, in the moment I could publicly share that information, you absolutely bet your ass I'll be saying that. Because it's, like, my favorite mouse of all time. So, like, obviously I'm going to talk about it. Yeah, we're taking that. Fuck yeah. Accessories on a pad is nice. Why would you pull me over to buy another one? So here's my problem with that. So here's the issue. Okay, here's my basic issue with that. This pad is 180 Canadian dollars. Includes no glass optimized skates, no cleaning cloth, no arm sleeve. The Glassworks Polarity, which is made of a better glass type and has better performance profile, better surfacing, and a better base, is available for 162 Canadian dollars. Comes in a bigger size and includes skates. Like, there's a pretty big gap there, in my opinion. And, like, yeah, the pad's not bad, but, like, 180 bucks compared to, like, other aftermarket glass pads. Like, even, like, the IKEA survey tray came with handles. True, yeah. This pad's shit, guys. It doesn't come with any handles. Like, it's dog shit. I'm kidding. No, but, like, even, like, the Lock-On Odyssey. The Lock-On Odyssey is 120 Canadian dollars and comes with stickers, cleaning... Like, okay, who cares about stickers? Comes with a cleaning cloth and very good stock skates. Razer tax, 100%. Which is diabolical, too, because given the materials of this pad, because it's soda lime glass, not aluminosilicate, their manufacturing cost for this pad is, like... Okay... I'm privy to how much the Polarity costs, and it's already pretty good. But they do a lot of extra stuff. I guarantee you there is a astronomical amount of Razer tax on this pad. Guarantee it. Like, unless there's, like, an insane amount of, like, QC filtering cost because you're using, like, a super like thin glass and they have to pay for a bunch of QC variants on it, like, it's got to be some kind of, like, there's got to be, like, insane markup on this. It's got to be. But yeah, like, $120 for a pad that doesn't include at least a cleaning cloth and arm skates, like, any kind of glass optimized skate is, like, kind of crazy. And the sad thing is, too, is that, like, Razer makes really good stock skates. Like, Razer stock skates are arguably one of the best, I'd actually say the best stock skates on the market. And if they would have just have included a set of like 20 dots with this pad, that would have been infinitely better. Like, because those would have been, basically would have been including like Obsidian skates with the pad, you know? But they didn't, so. Just about another Viper V4 Pro for FrameSync on the Death V4 Pro. Razer makes one of the best value mice I see, worst value mouse pads at the same time. Yeah, that's a pretty accurate. I mean, like, well, their fabric pads are a good value. Like, the Gigantic series pads are for what they give you are like a pretty good price. But yeah, their glass pads are priced, like the price on the Atlas, like it's insane. Like, and like even if it was on sale, I would say like, okay, it's a better deal. Like there was a guy in my YouTube comments the other day who was like, oh yeah, I got a Razer Atlas Gen 1 for like 40 bucks. Oh, 40 bucks, that's a steal. Why not, right? But like, even if this was on sale, I don't know. It's hard to say this is like better than anything else on the market. It's just kind of average. I went the wrong way, like an idiot. Can you notice the difference between the GPX Superlight sensor and the V4 Pro sensor? Yes, because the Superlight 2 sensor spazzes the fuck out whenever I use glass, and it looks like I'm having like a seizure, whereas the Viper doesn't. To be fair though, that's not just the Viper. Like, I've never had any other mouse sensor like tweak the fuck out like the Logitech one does. Hey, what's up, Blue? What's your question? Ow, ow, ow. I would love to be able to see what the fuck I was clicking on my screen, but that's fine. But yeah, no, like, I mean, like, if there's no weird issues, I mean, like, I don't know, I don't mind the Hero 2, but it does feel a little sluggish to me. I don't know, there's just something about it that feels a little weird. I much prefer the feeling of, like, 3950s. Or, like, 3970s, or, like, whatever sensor it is. I much prefer the feeling of those. Are we serious? That guy just lives up there? Okay, got it. Live country of the USA. I realized a lot of people buy brand names. Polarity here would cost me about 250 USD. Jeez. Really? Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, to be fair, though, I mean, like, if you're going to import something, Polarity is probably one of the best things to import now. Like, realistically speaking, it's like the glass pad right now. Like, it's kind of hard to find something at, like, realistically speaking, what can really compete with the Polarity right now? Like, I'm planning on getting a HyperX Haste 2 because it's good mouse for the price. But anything better than that? Oh, yeah, God, yeah. There's so many better things than the Pulsefire Haste. Yeah, infinitely better. What's your budget? Because, like, I would argue there are a lot of things in the market that would be way better than a Pulsefire. Like, don't get me wrong. I used to use the Pulsefire. I thought it was an okay mouse, but it's very outdated compared to more modern stuff. Let's do that. I can't take that because I spent all my fucking power cells. God damn it. Okay, GG. 65. Is that USD? I'm assuming USD, right? Okay, so I would say for that price point, I would splurge just a tiny little bit and get the Razer Viper 3 ES edition, or get like a second-hand Pulsar X2 V3 series mouse off of like eBay or something. Higher prices are worth it. I tried $40 one, didn't like it. Definitely not worth importing the Polarity. But I can get the Atlas Pro for 106 days, really $100 saving credit. I mean, yeah, that's fair, I guess. To be fair, though, one of them is definitely better than the other. But yeah, I would say like try and get like the Viper ES or whatever the fuck the edition is. That thing's like 90 USD. That's a really good deal. Or get like a secondhand like Pulsar mouse. Like I think on Lethal Gaming Gear's website they have a bunch of like Pulsar like Gen 3 2 mice on sale. Those are like super solid mice with good shapes you can get for like 40 bucks. They're really good. I'm thinking of switching from Viper 5 years to on Logitech, but I'm not sure about the frame tech of the Viper. I don't think... Okay, I will say, okay, so I'm with you on the motion sync thing, because like I know some people don't like the feeling of motion sync. Razer's implementation of motion sync is better than everyone else's by like a significant margin. And like, yeah, frame sync, you can't turn it off, but it genuinely makes a massive difference. Like it, even if you don't necessarily notice the performance difference, the benefits in terms of like battery life are like insane. And also, considering like the Viper's using like top of the line specs, whereas like Logitech's products are still using 3-year-old specs, I would just go with the Viper. It's worth it. Like think of FrameSync as like the future proofing. Like if you buy the Viper, you have like the most modern tech for at least 2 years. If you know what I mean. Like you're not gonna have to upgrade anytime soon because like the only thing I was gonna say FrameSync's like the newest thing. There's not gonna be anything else close to that. What's your least favorite mouse company at the moment? Oh, that's a hot water question. No, I'm not gonna answer that on stream. That's a hot water question. Not gonna get myself in trouble if I say that. If that's for a pad meant to last forever, I'd rather spend the extra $100 for a way better pad. Yeah, I agree with you in that regards. Well, I guess the question is, where does your Atlas Pro rank in your opinion? Is the top 3 or 5 price not mattered? I wouldn't even say it's in my top 5, to be completely honest with you. Like, I'll be completely honest, the thinness does nothing. Like, yeah, it's super thin. It, like, doesn't make a difference. Because, like, I would rather take thicker glass with a proper beveled edge rather than 1mm thick glass with a rounded edge. Like, I would use the lock-on Harut, the Odyssey, the Kazemi, I would use the Polarity, like, anything over this, in all honesty. Hell, I would use the IKEA serving tray over this, in all honesty. Like, I actually think it would be better. How's Razer software? Didn't like it much back in the day. It's better now. Razer software, so Synapse 4 for their mice is fine. For everything else, it kind of sucks. That said, though, the Viper V4 Pro has web software, which is really, really, really good. And the web software is going to be expanding to the rest of their lineup, I assume, the rest of this year. So, like, while Synapse is kind of shitty in some regards, you can just use the web-based software and it's completely fine. I love new technology, everything about the Viper. I don't know if the FrameSync tech feel for me on Viper V3 Pro aim become floaty. I don't know how to describe it. That's fair. That's fair. I admittedly, I will say, I did kind of have the same situation where, like, it felt a little weird for me for the first couple days as well, but after like a week or so on it, it started to feel really natural. Like, for me, once I got used to FrameSync, I started to perform really well in that mouse. And, like, not, like, placebo performed really well. Like, even over my entire testing period, like, there was, like, a noticeable improvement in my, like, not a massive difference, but, like, I was hitting shots, like, a little more consistently than I would say usual. But, again, I'm on 144 hertz, so, like, the impacts of FrameSync are going to be, like, as noticeable as they are in, like, 540 or something. But, I mean, it's still, even if you're not going to fully utilize the tech now, it's worth upgrading to it now, just so you have it for the future, in my opinion. But, like, even FrameSync aside, the Viper's still absolutely worth it, in my opinion. Like, it's still a really good mouse. Like, you can't. It's one of those mice where, like, you literally can't go wrong getting it, in my opinion. Agree with the tech of V4, but something you can buy and not worry about up to date because you're automatically ahead for 2 years. I'm running a Basilisk V3 Pro as my casual work mouse, a Blackshark V2 headset at all times. Razer Synapse sits at 80 megabytes of usage. Yeah, it sounds about right. Synapse Web's not supporting Firefox is a huge L. Had to install a different browser. That's actually not unique to Razer. So the reason why is because Web USB or whatever the interface that's used is only supported on Chromium-based browsers. It has been for like 2 years now. So every single web-based driver, whether it be like Pulsar, Nujutsu, Asus, whatever, it only works on Chromium-based browsers. It never works on Firefox. So that's not exclusive to Razer, that's just a weird Chromium thing. That said, though, I don't know why Firefox hasn't added support for it yet, though, which is really weird. I wonder why. You'd think they would have right now. The Web HID, thank you. I can't remember what the name of it was. Yeah, I'll do that. I really want to take that, but... Firefox not willing to merge in insecure changes that can get users hacked. Okay, that's a completely fair reason then, to be fair. Yeah, that is one downside to web drivers. They are, like, well, I mean, Lemonade will probably know this. Sorry, excuse me. Web drivers are something that's very difficult to secure properly, because, like, if it gets hijacked, it's Jover. That's one downside to web drivers. That's why every single mouse company should have the same, like, Wootility is a great example for this. Wootility is like a fantastic software that has, but its usage experience is pretty much identical both online and the installable version. Like Synapse roughly for the same extent as well. Like every single brand should have that. There's nothing worse than having a brand have like a great WebDriver implementation and then like an absolute dog shit physical driver installation. Razer Viper V3 Hyperspeed is on sale as well, ATM. The Hyperspeed's not terrible, but the ES version is definitely better in my opinion. just because the ES version uses like an actual proper battery, whereas the hyperspeed one uses like a AA or something, which is like very heavy, so it's going to be kind of awkward to use it. I mean, if you don't care about weight that much, then it doesn't matter, but that is something to keep in mind. I really wish this thing would just like freeze already, but apparently this doesn't want to freeze. A very difficult boss fight. Armory Crate versus Asus Gear Lake. Yeah, literally. Oh my god, don't even remind me of fucking Armory Crate. God, terrible software. I love the 11 higher sensitivity frequency great for R6 siege long periods. Oh, you're talking about the IEMs. Okay. I was confused for a second. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, by the way, chat, the Wooting, I wrapped up most of the Wooting review today. Dude, this keyboard is so good. Actually like an unbelievably good keyboard. I'm not gonna lie. I am fully Wooting pilled now. Not gonna lie. I never thought I would be, but here we are. 9-day difference? Yeah, literally. I mean, hey, to Asus's credit, their WebDriver is actually pretty well implemented. It's funny seeing your mind get blown on stream. Dude, it's actually, like, it's actually insane how far ahead of the game Wooting is when it comes to software. It's not even funny. Like, it's actually, like, I wish I used the Wooting earlier because I've reviewed other HE boards and I've said their software is good because I didn't know how good Utility was, and now I've used Utility, I'm like, everything else is dog shit. So I feel bad saying, but like that's unfortunately the case right now. Ooh, another one. Projectiles pierce 10%. Oh, you would know. I want the orb on it. The orb is really good. What keyboard are you using before the Wooting? I've been on. So I am a triple spacebar enjoyer. So I was on the Psychic-Keyed HM80 for like almost 2 years. Because I really like that feature, and I literally couldn't find another HE board that utilized it, so I just didn't bother to change off because no one else was using it. But now that Wooting has a 60 HE with the split space bar, it's just like a no-brainer. The only thing I will say I don't necessarily like about the board is its form factor. Like, I'm much more of like a 75-80% guy, at least especially for writing. So like 60% is fine for gaming, but I definitely prefer a bigger form factor for like general use. So like it's not gonna replace my like daily driver keyboard by any means, but it's good enough to replace my gaming keyboard with one. Do you know of any faster? Utility doesn't have programmable macros. No, oh, it definitely does. It has customizable ones, doesn't it? I'm 90% sure it does. Do you know any skates faster than X-Ray Pad Jades? Probably UWS Silver Foxes. What else? There was another one that was really good as well. Silver Foxes, off the top of my head, are faster though. What's the polarity version of a fabric pad? Ooh. Probably like a balanced pad with a firm base, like a Lethal Gaming Gear, like Saturn Pro firm, or probably something around there. Does FrameSync live up to the hype? FrameSync is an extremely good feature. The reason why it's so good is that, number one, even if you don't have the hardware to necessarily like notice the benefits of it, the battery life differences are actually insane. And if you have the hardware to actually support it, like a really high refresh rate monitor, it really makes a difference. Hopefully they do an 80 HE module with a split bar. Oh, I will buy that instantly if they do that. I really want to try their 80 module as well, actually. I have a EZ80, which is the same performance of Wooting after testing, but I'm considering getting a Wooting HE definitely with a lower thing angle. I hate this dim fixed typing angle. That is one aspect, yeah. I'm using a low profile keyboard. I just love LPs too much. That's fair. Yeah, I also want to try my hands on like a low profile HE board, because I heard low profile HE boards are like really good. Because like, theoretically speaking, the switches are like half the height, so that should increase the actuation weight, like the actuation speed, by quite a bit. Like, yeah, you have like a lower. Oh my god, that's so much damage. Like, yeah, you have a lower. Fucking force something's on there. Like, yeah, it's like a lower total travel range, but it, like, I don't know. On paper, it seems like it would make a huge difference. But there's not that many like low profile HE switches. There's only a couple. But watching your hot minute now, can it be fun by endgame mouse and mouse pad? I've mouse had every mouse in major 2 years and almost most mouse pads. Hey, what's up, Draco? Yeah, what's your question then? How do you think of artisan dots? I haven't used the artisan dots, but I did use several prototype palm material skates. I really don't like palm skates just because they have like, the problem is like while they on paper have better durability than the PTFE, they're like self-lubing, wears out after like 3 months. And like, they're just, I don't know, like I would just rather use like I'd just rather use like a more controlled skate. Where is this turret? I hear it and I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Goodness gracious. Saturn Pro Firm is on my wish list. Either that or Hyperion Zero. I would go, if between those ones, I would go for the Saturn Pro Firm. Like, the Saturn Pro Firm was, like, genuinely, like, one of my favorite pads of all time. Utility isn't built in things you can't make real programmable macros. Oh, I didn't actually notice that one. Okay, thank you for catching. I thought I had a macro editor on there. Thank you. What are your favorites? What's up, Monkad? What are your favorite slow skates? UHWP, etc. It would be UHWMPE skates, particularly the X-Ray Pad U9 skates, and then if you're talking cloth pad, the X-Ray Pad Obsidians. Those are like my go-tos. That said, though, I do need to try a lot of other, like, I've been out of the skate game for a little while, and I've heard there's some new ones that are pretty good as well, so I want to try some new skates soon. But I have to get my hands on them at some point. LP switches or keyboards are really nice, especially for HE. Yeah, but I feel like that's going to be like the next step forward, right? Because like everyone's like lower latency, and the only way to really lower latency at this point would be to like lower pre-travel, and then doing that would be just like lower profile switches, right? Like it makes sense. Like that would be logically that would be like it'd kind of be like the Super Strike thing. Like oh, we can just lower the pre-travel more, right? Like if we can get like a low profile HE switch with like good durability and like a 2.5 millimeter travel range, like that'd be like perfect. There may be a way to use macros to the SDK, but not a user-friendly thing. Okay, that's good to know. I prefer not using a wrist rest. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, new Talon Games Glass optimized. I heard about those as well. Saturn Pro is a new salmon pink colorway. Oh really? Ooh, actually, that actually sounds nice. You should definitely try the Newfie low profile HE board. Tell me how you feel it. Assuming low profile boards were too small for me since I have hand sizes like you. That's my one concern I have with like lower profile boards is like hand size compatibility because like I have really big hands and I don't want to be like fat fingering the keys 24/7, you know? Please tell me this thing is going to die in like a quick fashion. Okay, it's just going to soak up an ungodly amount of damage. Holy moly. Hey. Ooh, chat. We are joined. Hold on, wait. We are joined by. Wait. Kitty. Say hello, Anya. Anya, what did you do today? What did you do today? Were you busy being a little monster? She likes to swim. She likes to swim in the air when I hold her now. This is like, hi, hello, hi. Are your talons out? Hi. She likes to do. She just likes to play dead now. She's just like, okay, get up. There you go. Good girl. What time? Oh, it's 5:30. You're here for food, aren't you? Ah, of course. Talon Games Kumo skates are insane on red and mids, buttery fast, but like controllable. If that makes sense. Oh, really? Huh. I had 21 by 11 centimeter hands for low profile keyboards are not an issue. Got an Olither one. Okay, that's good to know. I might try one. I know Razer makes like a low profile keyboard. I think it's not the Black Widow. It's like another low profile one. I might have to try that. I actually like the high travel though for game modes. Feature nice to have for single player games. That is fair. Swallow by melon hands. What multiplayer shooters you're playing now? Honestly, I haven't really been playing anything online, to be completely honest with you. The last thing I've been playing was the only thing I've been playing lately was Overwatch. But even that, I've been so busy over the past couple weeks, I haven't played much. I've been primarily on my single player grind. Like I've just been playing like Dead Zone Rogue and a couple other like odd things, but that's pretty much it. Don't care about any of this stuff. This all sucks. That's really good. Online gaming fell off. Yeah, like, to be fair, like, I am still enjoying Overwatch. I'm just, like, so busy, and by the end of the night, I'm so tired. I just don't want to play Overwatch, because, like, I'm just gonna int and feed, you know? I'm just like, I just don't want to play. Rev 2 for mechanical, great for a mouse space. Okay, that's good to know. What would you recommend to someone who made an HSK Pro? A Cyrox V8 or Viper V4 Pro? I mean, if you're considering the Viper V4 Pro, just get the Viper V4 Pro because it's the best thing on the market right now. Like if your hand size can fit it, just get the Viper. It's a no-brainer at this point. Consumed by Hunt Showdown. Is that game still going? I remember hearing a lot about Showdown back in like the old Warzone days, because I remember Doc used to play it all the time. Oh god. But yeah, no, I haven't really been playing that much. Why not Marvel Rivals? I don't like third-person games. Like, I never liked Fortnite. I don't like Marvel just because it's third-person. Like, I'm much more of like a first-person player. I don't know why. I just can't. My brain just can't understand third-person aiming anymore. I think I'm just old. Which is crazy too, because I used to play Star Wars Battlefront 2005 like religiously, and that was a third-person aiming game, and I never had a problem then. But I'm old now, and I just suck. So I don't know. I have all those mouses. What would you recommend for someone who mains HSK Pro? Oh, you have all those mice. Oh, sorry. Let me see. What kind of grip style do you have? Our peripherals. Sorry, to go back to your question, Bluey. Our peripherals will worth the money, even if I'm not mainly doing multiplayer. That's where it kind of falls off. Like, do you really need FrameSync if you're playing single-player games? Probably not. I mean, I would say FrameSync is like a justification for like the battery life, but I mean, if it's single-player games, it doesn't really matter that much. Multiplayer games, it used to be, man. Ever since COVID, seems like slop. Yeah, you're not wrong. 19 but 12. Yeah, that should be. It might be a little thin, but it should be okay. It should be okay for the Viper. Android. Peaks at 3K, still popular enough. Second person shooter when, lol. Spellbreak would come back. Ooh, that's true. Same way, can I enjoy third person shooter? Just doesn't feel good. Yeah, I don't know. I hope a Razer is considering making a Viper Mini V4 Pro. Dude, trust me, I'm right there with you. I don't know why they haven't yet. Hey, what's up, JT? How you doing today? Or it was Lux, sorry. I'm doing pretty good. The Atlas is okay. It's all right. You see Logitech's new keyboard? Yeah, I saw their TMR board. It actually looks like kind of okay. I'm low-key considering buying a Viper V4 without a dongle, sale currently on eBay. Oh, yeah, dude, just buy it and have Razer send you a new dongle and just pair it. That's free money right there. I could use a fingertip and claw in game, but I switch between pincer and hybrid claw. Have you tried like a Pulsar X2H? Pulsar X2H would be a real. Let me look at my mouse shelf and get some inspiration here. Okay, I would say if you haven't already tried it, try an OP1 if your hand size can support it. I would try. Ooh, G-Wolf's HTX Ultra is like an insanely good mouse as well. Maybe an MPO1S or MPO1 would be good as well. Harp A2 Ace would be solid. Yeah, honestly, HTX Ultra would probably be like insane. OP1 was my main as well. Maybe try an X2H. Like, you can try an X2H Crazy Light, and then you can try the HTX Ultra. Yeah, HTX Ultra. Yeah, HTX Ultra is like nuts. Like, it's a really good mouse. Wait, you can have Razer send you a dongle. You'll have to buy the dongle, but like you can probably get one from support and just rebind it yourself. Yeah, I heard about the MP1 Ergo. I'm actually really excited for that because I'm really sad the outset's discontinued. So I'm really excited for another Ergo. Hopefully it's better than the E1. Fingers crossed. G-Will's Lycan. I think the G-Will's Lycan might be a little too small. It might be. I don't know. Probably. Yeah, we'll see. What's first mouse? Every time I tried G-Will's HTM Plus. Oh yeah, the HTM. Okay, the HTM for me, I had it. The problem is my model was like a prototype with some like weird sensor heights. Like I couldn't use it on like half of my mouse pads. Like it was a cool release, but it just like I don't know. I just wasn't really a big fan of the sensor. If it had like a regular sensor implementation, I'd probably use it. But that said though, like if I'm gonna use a G-Will's mouse nowadays, it's gonna be an HTX Ultra or like a VUC. Because, like, I still stand by the VUC being one of the best releases of the year. Like, the VUC is insane. It's just very niche, I guess you could say. Haven't seen the HX Ultra because I stay away from G-Will's after ordering for the first time. Yeah, I will admit G-Will's is a bit of a lottery when it comes to, like, their delivery and service and support. But, like, the HTX Ultra is an extremely good mouse. If you're going to order it, buy it from, like, Lethal Gaming Gear, because they stock them now, and you can always just, like, return it to them if something is wrong with it, because, like, G-Will support is, like, non-existent. That'd be my kind of go-to recommendation there. Yeah, but no, I am really excited for the MP1S Ergo, because, like, I'm covering the, I'm reviewing the new, like, the MPO1 V3, but I'm not, like, the biggest fan of that shape, per se, because it's a little small for my hands. But I really, really like the MPO1, so I have really high expectations for the new, or, like, the Ergo version. I really hope it's good. Because, like, I could use an E1. Like, an E1's fine, but, like, I'd rather use, like, a bigger, like, more, like, outset-esh kind of shape, if that makes sense. But, I mean, to each their own. In the Vuckwidger sensor position? Oh, first one. That one, I used the top sensor position. I used it for a couple days, and I just could not go back. Like, the top sensor was so nice. Like, it took a while to get, like, actually accustomed to it, but it was so worth it. Is someone following me? I can't see where it is. I had to pay for money because it never shut my Lycan. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that's my thing. Like, G-Wolves makes, like, they make really good mice. The problem is they just suck when it comes to, like, customer support. Like, they just don't give a fuck. Which, like, really sucks, because, like, they make such good mice, but if you have a problem with it, you're just fucked. Like, it really sucks as, like, a reviewer, because, like, I reviewed a lot of their products not knowing about a lot of those issues, because I just didn't know. And in hindsight, if I knew there were this many problems, I probably wouldn't have reviewed as many of them. But I didn't know until much later. QC is horrible. Their QC's been okay in my experience. I haven't had any, like, major issues, but again, to be fair, I'm a reviewer, so, like, I could have gotten, like, cherry pick units. But I have heard a lot of people say there's, like, QC problems. But yeah, that's the thing. I really wish G-Wolves would just, like, lock the fuck in and actually act like a real company. Because, like, if G-Wolves actually, like, gave a shit, they would probably be one of the best brands on the market, but they just shoot themselves in the foot because they just keep doing stupid shit. Like they're too stubborn. Like, they don't apply coating to their mice, and they don't change things that need to be changed. Like, G-Wolves could hire one person for their support department, and they're like, they'd be infinitely more popular, which is hilarious. Only buy stuff through their website now. HDM Plus and Lethal Gaming Heroes. I couldn't find the HDX Ultra. Okay. As far as I'm aware, they were ordering some. Check back. They'll probably come through in some point in the near future. G-Wolves is too hit or miss as a package. Should definitely recommend them. Yeah, that's, in hindsight, I now realize I should have said that a lot more. I just wasn't aware of a lot of stuff. I mean, I do still think they make really good products. Like, they make great mice. It's just, they're not a good company for customer service. Bottom from ASIM, luckily my unit is perfectly fine. Yeah, like, I know, like, I keep getting a bunch of people saying, like, the ASIMs have a bunch of scroll wheel problems now, and, like, apparently their Discord's, like, full of people complaining, and just, there's, like, no one's answering. I'm like, alright. I don't know. No coating makes the mics feel so cheap. Dude, I know. Like, if they just applied a coating to their mice, it would just make them infinitely better. Like, it would not even remote, like, it would just be, like, a night and day difference. Like, I don't mind using the grip tape per se. Like, it's not that bad, but, like, it's just one of those things. Like, they're so focused on weight, they won't even, like, entertain the idea of it. It's just like, ugh. I don't know. I mean, like, at the end of the day, it's their brand. It's like the whole AI art thing with them. Like, it's their brand. They can do what they want. It's just, like, for the people who actually like their products, it just sucks seeing them self-sabotage so much. I don't know. Overpriced as hell. Yeah, well, okay, I will actually say I kind of agree with their pricing just because the amount of R&D they have to do. Like, the amount of R&D they have to do for their mice is, like, insane. Like, I know their R&D costs are through the roof, which kind of justifies the price, and they kind of set their own niche. So, like, I get the pricing. Is it a little extreme? Sure. But considering what they're doing, I understand it. But, yeah, I know it's just too much self-sabotage with them, unfortunately, which, like, really sucks. I don't know. It is what it is. Like, at the end of the day, I don't know, I feel bad because I should have been a little more aware of, like, what was actually happening with stuff like that. I should be paying attention to that more. I just genuinely had no idea. Can this thing, like, die? That'd be awesome if it could. Like, I'd be super happy if it would just, you know, pass away. Hello, Anya. Hey, let's go. I do love how buying risk takes the worried. Yeah, that's fair. It's not a way thing. Jimbo thinks codes are toxic or some shit. Wait, really? Okay, I didn't know about that. Okay, that makes way more sense. Oh wait, no. Sorry, that was a rumor. That actually wasn't true because I remember I talked to Jimbo about this a long time ago. He said that wasn't the reason why. The reason he told me was weight. It was because coding adds too much weight. I guess let's do this because we don't have anything else going on. We'll do that. I mean, to be fair, everyone's had a different answer to that question, so I mean, I don't know, it is what it is. But yeah, like 1 gram. I mean, coatings can actually add like usually a gram to a gram and a half, give or take, depending on the coating. But I mean, like for them, like you have to remember, because again, their design philosophy is weight over everything. Like it doesn't matter if the mouse creaks like a motherfucker; they want it to be as light as possible. So like for them, that extra gram is the deal breaker, even though that extra gram would make the mouse's usage experience like infinitely better. Oh, that's like a terrifying amount of enemies sitting right there. That's super cool. Love that. Wow, I would notice like everything's just not dying. This is the problem with cryo, chat. Cryo, like on paper, seems insane, and then you actually use it, and you realize you're just like shooting like peas. Oh, I'm just dead. That's sick. That's awesome. Love that. No reason to have a coding. We'd have grip tape. You know what? Okay, I agree with that. You're right. And to be fair, I will say in favor of G-Wolves, they do have like the best fucking grip tape on the market by like a significant margin. Like their grips are insanely good. Like they are the best grips in the market without a doubt. But again, is all this other stuff worth it as well? It's kind of one of those things. No, trust me, Lemon, I've said the exact same thing to him multiple times. Trust me, everything you've said to him, I've probably said to him like 5 times. Trust me. G-Wills have to hate or absolutely love Zero Mouse. Yeah, true. Not much is comparable. That's fair. Yeah, their grip tape is insanely good. Only them and Wise Owl will use that factory for grip tape, and they're like super good. If it's QC issues we're talking about, it's got to be Ponage Mice. That 2 Starbreaker, Bloodline, Trinity, one that broke after a left-click issue, and mushy right-click. Oy. Yeah, Ponage has had a bit of a QC issue, iffy QC history. I mean, dude, my Trinity. We don't talk about the Trinity. We don't talk about the Trinity. Trinity was bad. To be fair, though, I will say the Sim 3 actually looks like pretty promising. Like, not gonna lie, the Sim 3 is actually not bad. I'm not gonna lie. If I have an opportunity, like I might buy a Sim 3 at some point just to get it in a couple months to see. I'll probably wait. I'll probably wait to like I'll wait for like the second batch because I don't want to buy first batch. I'll probably buy like second batch of the whatchamacallers of the new one, whatever it is, and I'll probably try it then. Yo, Limited, you guys are gonna make an Ergo custom, like a remake the old Ergo custom? If you are, that'd be sick. Best mouse punch made legit. Yeah, like it looks promising. Like trust me, there's a lot of checkboxes that mouse checks for me. But I mean, I want to wait a little bit and see how the QC is. I'll probably wait second batch and buy one. I think I'll probably wait for it. WLST's No Holes Beast Series 2. Ooh, really? I need to. I'm hoping to get my hands on the new like all the new WL mice, whatever is coming down the pipe. I want to get my hands on it. I was gonna get my hands on the one, but I wasn't able to get it, unfortunately. Ergo custom has been talked about, so probably. Bless. I actually, I wonder if I have it. Hold on. I actually might have the box somewhere. Yeah, look. I still have it. This was one of the first mice I actually ever bought when I started getting into reviewing. Yeah, look, I still have it. I actually did like this thing, to be fair. I mean, this was back in the day where, like, I came from, like, a Vaxi outside AX. This thing seemed like the fucking, like, the Lord's gift, but but yeah, like I actually like this mouse. Like if you guys could make this like a more modern shell with modern specs than the swappable shells, I'm all in. Honestly, that'd be sick. But QC, big asterisk there. Oh come on, get out of there. Come on, Scooter Buddha. There you go. Good girl. Hey. Anyways, yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah, but I'll definitely. I think once my queue empties out a little bit, I'll probably try the Sim 3. But that'll be in a couple months probably. But yeah, no, there's a lot of mice I gotta, like, I still don't know what's going on with the fucking Sora. Like, I have it, but I can't use it because the firmware hasn't been fixed yet. So, like, I have a Sora. I don't know if I'm reviewing it or not because I don't know what the fuck's going on. I have the MPO1 V3 coming in, and then I have a couple other things coming in that I can't talk about yet. But, like, maybe, like, towards the end of the year, I'll probably, like, try some other stuff. I don't know. I wanted to cover more ergos this year, so if there's, like, a new WML's ergo, I would, like, definitely get my hands on that for sure. But, I mean, we'll have to see what happens with the rest of the year, but... well. Anyways, okay, chat. I'm going to call it there. I got to get back to getting some stuff done. I have some reviews to finish up tonight. So, oh shit, what did I just do? Oh, GG, leaked. Not me, just obliterating my dashboard. Love that. Okay. All right. So, for kind of final closing thoughts over on the Atlas here. So, overall, Atlas Pro is interesting. It's basically the exact same as like the previous Atlas, just thinner. Which, I mean, is an interesting decision. I mean, like, it's fine. I perform well on it, but, like, it's 180 Canadian dollars. Like, it's hard to justify this price, in all honesty. Because, like, $180 for a pad that, like, is kind of a little on the outdated side, which is, like, more expensive than, like, a Glassworks Polarity, is, like, I don't know. It's not... I don't know. And, like, the thing for me is the thinness doesn't really... What is that sound? Hold on 1 second. Anya, come on. Get out of the closet. Come on. Get out. Get out of the closet. All right, you're coming here. You're sitting on my lap as I talk about the pad. Okay, there we go. I was going to say, yeah. I think it's just, like, for me, like, there are a lot of other options on the market that are just better, in my opinion. Like a good Polarity, yeah. The Polarity just beats this in like every way because it's a more durable glass. It has a better surfacing with more control and more performance, like a more performance variation. Better manufacturing because it's like aluminosilicate with an IAD coating, so it's gonna be way more consistent than like soda lime glass with a laser etch. Better base, included skates, better skin friendliness. Like it's just better in every way, and that's my kind of my issue right now with the Atlas because like yeah, it's sick that they made it thinner. Like having the thinnest glass pad in the world is super cool, but if you didn't change anything from a glass pad that came out 4 or 5 years ago, it's not going to compete in today's market. So like it's cool. I like the idea of it being thin, but like the thinness doesn't justify all the other stuff that they should have done. If you know what I mean. Like if they used a more modern glass type and they had like maybe they altered the performance profile, made it a little more controlled or a little faster, like just did like something to it to make it different and stand out a little more. Because like again, the glass market has caught up and surpassed everything so much, and like that was my initial problem with the Atlas because like it was a good pad, but it was like so outdated when it came out. This unfortunately has the same problem because it's still outdated. It's just in a thinner form factor with like a crazy price tag. So I mean, like, I don't know. We'll see how it we'll see how it handles over like more long-term testing. But like as of right now, it just feels like a thin Atlas. That's it. Your hands stick on the Atlas Pro, so my hand's okay. If my hands get sweaty, there is a little bit of stick, but compared to the arm stick on the Polarity, it's like night and day difference because like the Polarity is so skin friendly. That's again another thing the Polarity unfortunately has an edge over this with. But like again, like I'm just trying to think to myself, like what would I rather have, the Atlas here, or would I rather spend like, oh hey, what's up, Lensu? How you doing? Well, everything doing okay? Yeah, no, we're chilling. We're just wrapping up stream. Sorry, you came in a little late, but the VOD will be up in a minute. But I was going to say, like, I'm just thinking, because I just finished reviewing, like, the Glassworks Odyssey. And the Glassworks Odyssey, while it is uncoated, it does have skin stick and moisture issues. At the same time, though, you could buy it for 120 Canadian dollars. It has better art, better glass. Sure, it's thicker, but that really doesn't matter because it has good edges. And then you just spend $10 to get a good arm sleeve, and you have a better overall experience, in my opinion. It's like, it's just like... It's a cool update, but they should have done way more with it. It's like the same situation with the Gigantus V2 Pro series. Like, their new pads are good. They're just, like, super safe, and they could have done a lot more with it, because, like, they all use the exact same weaving, except, well, I don't know about the max speed, because it's still not out yet, but, like, they all use the exact same weaving with, like, some very small variations to it, and the only difference is the base. So, like, they're a super safe set of pads. They're cool, but their performance profile is like this when compared to like the Lethal Gaming Gear or like Artisan lineup. They're like this and this, and like this feels like the same thing for me, where like they kept it super safe. They didn't put in a lot of time to make it something unique, and they just re-released it and just hope that people are going to buy it, which is really unfortunate because, like, again, it's not bad. It's just overpriced, I think, is the biggest issue. But, I mean, we'll see how it handles over testing. You never know. In a couple weeks, I might have a completely different opinion on it. But, I mean, we'll have to wait and see how it fares. But, anyways, all right, I'm going to peace out. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. I much appreciated. Thanks for thanks for coming in and chilling for a little bit limited. Much appreciated. Always a pleasure talking with you. Thanks for chilling, everyone else. Wait, so you're telling me they made the pad thinner, but the base the same? Yeah, so if you want to learn more about it, scroll back to the beginning of the stream. But basically, the base, the surfacing, and everything else about the pad is exactly the same. The only difference is the thickness. That's the only difference. Maybe there's like a very slight difference with the coating, but like even that I don't really notice the difference with. Like it's quite literally like 1 for 1. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, if you want to learn more about it, I did comparisons to the old Atlas and like some other pads earlier in the stream. So you can go back to the VOD and check that out. But anyways, okay, I'm gonna stop yapping because I've been yapping for like 5 minutes. Typical melon. Anyways, I appreciate y'all chilling, hanging out as always. Much appreciated. I'll be back Saturday morning, probably 9 a.m. EST, the usual time. We'll be doing more testing of the Atlases as well. Probably play some. I think I'll probably play some Overwatch on that day. Oh, actually, no. We might play Far Far West because it came out the other day, so I might try that as well. But we'll figure that out. But anyways, I appreciate y'all chilling, hanging out as always, and yeah, I will catch you all on Saturday. Hope you all have a great day. Peace.